determined to start live today, but as usual, my best friends are late. So I got my other best friend here.
Bow, 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 bow.
Is that your theme music?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Oh, Dex is here. That's your theme. Dex, what's up, buddy? We're live, just so you know.
We're live?
We're live, man. I wanted to start on time today. How you doing, pal?
We're live on YouTube?
Yeah, on the YouTubes, man.
Oh, okay. What's up? What's up, everybody?
I got a famous cat lady here, Jen.
Man, I'm going to kill y'all.
What up, Jen?
Jen, did I promise I wouldn't say famous cat lady? I apologize. I just can't help myself sometimes.
Only if I get you know what? I bet there's some kind of cryptocurrency involving a cat. There's
got to be.
There's got to be one out there.
Dex was about to say. Dex?
I wasn't about to say anything.
I thought you were going to say something about the dog coin. I thought.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Thought I heard you in my ear. Maybe it was me.
It may take me a moment or two to really get running.
No, take your time, buddy.
I've been running around all day. I'm just getting back.
I'm sure, man. I know.
I've been gone since early.
Fridays are busy for you, and we make you work hard on Fridays.
Yeah, man. When you got to go to the doctor, you got to go to the doctor, you know?
Yeah.
And I have the orthopedic visit on Tuesday to talk about surgery and scheduling and getting me prepped and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
It's about your knees, right? So people know what's going on.
Yeah, the right knee is really jammed up. Yeah. Several years ago, after my third car accident,
wow.
The orthopedic surgeon was like, "Look, man, you're gonna need double knee replacement."
Jeez Louise.
But they were like, "But if I were you, since you're young, you need to, procrastinate as long as you can."
Yeah, most people don't know you're only 15 years old.
Pretty much.
So.
Well, actually, I'm 7 in my mind.
We've got. We want to say hi to Radislaw. I would know. Jen, do you have any idea how to pronounce? This is a wonderful name. It deserves.
Oh wow, Radislav. Oh, no.
Radislaw. Please tell us what. I don't know if you're. I don't know. Just tell us what nationality is that last name? It's amazing, whatever it is. Also, terrifying internet personality Jeffrey Dahmer 1973 is with us. Welcome. Our scariest follower.
I missed that short today because of all the appointments.
Just really which short did you miss?
That the room got it. The the U.S. stock indexes.
Yeah, I wasn't paying. I've been very busy all morning. I interviewed Harley earlier, and then I've been getting ready, so I didn't notice that it crashed.
Yeah, I wanted to put on a position. And I just didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Dex.
Hey, what do you do? Hey, at least
I knew it was
the trading room captured these moves.
Yeah, they weren't getting their knees fixed. The reason I asked was if you were Polish. My wife's Polish, and I've just got a love for all things Polish. It's basically just my wife and children. Those are the.
I like the sausage. Isn't
like
kielbasa
pierogies.
Also Polish?
Oh yeah, we eat a lot of that. My wife,
stuff is delicious.
She even says it right. You said it right. Most people say kielbasi. My wife says kielbasa because that's how her grandmother said it.
Yep.
And she do love the kielbasa.
See, I speak correct grammar. I just don't speak the Queen's English correctly.
Whose English do you speak?
My own.
Dex's English. Cool. I think Kung Fu was going to join us as well, but we're going to get started in a minute. We're talking about Elliott wave today. And
you didn't say it right. Elliott wave theory.
All right. Elliott wave theory. My bad.
Like conspiracy theory. Elliott wave theory.
And like conspiracy theory. It's the trading equivalent of a conspiracy theory. No, it's interesting. I want to hear your take, Dex. This is one week where this is kind of unique. You and I didn't talk about it ahead of time. Like I said, let's talk about Elliott wave, and you were like, okay. And usually, I know what you're going to say about stuff. So I'm interested to see, because I've played around with Elliott wave in the past, and I have my thoughts about it. I want to see what your thoughts are. So we'll talk about that. Not yet.
Well, I'm glad you said it, because I just wanted to also let everyone know that, because I'm literally just getting back, I did not prepare for this. I have no talking points. I have nothing. This will just be straight from the heart and experience.
That's how we like you. I'll be interrupting you a lot today.
Not a problem.
People get mad at me when I interrupt you. They don't understand. I have an open invitation from you to interrupt you at any time. That's
correct, because you help me to stay on track. Because if not, I will talk forever.
This is what
be way off course. We could be talking about Elliott wave, and I'm talking about cheese crackers.
Last week
for an hour and a half.
Last week on our live Our live Q&A, we talked about U.S. prison system for 45 minutes. It was incredible.
It's what happens.
And I was just too tired to interrupt. It was good though. You had a lot of interesting things to say, so I appreciate that.
I could have kept talking if you didn't stop me.
I know.
I'd probably still be talking.
And don't get me wrong, I love what you have to say. Just sometimes I can't sit here on the internet controls all day. So.
Look, neither can I. Trust me, I go through it here at home too. They'll ask me a question, and then it's like, "Okay, you can stop now." I got the gist. All right, I got it. Awesome, thanks.
Hey, you know what?
It's what I do.
You know what I don't talk about enough?
What's that?
While we're just giving people a second to show up here, let me see if I don't talk enough. Nope. Uh-oh. What did I do? I did the wrong one. Hold on a second. People are seeing me type on the internet. They love that. Wow, this guy's typing on the internet real time. This is incredible.
Brave. He's the brave toaster.
So it doesn't have our sweet new logo. But we're on Twitter, folks, and I now have full access to the Twitter, which means it's going to be hilarious.
We're on Twitter now?
Yeah, we've been on Twitter. This is probably yours, actually. PulseWave Trades. It's at PulseWave Trades. We couldn't get PulseWave Trading for some reason.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably too long, but this is PulseWave Trades at PulseWave Trades. See, I posted this earlier. Did I spell Elliott right? Oh, thank God.
I think so.
You guys know and love me, but people on the internet can be mean, and I can't spell anything. I was preparing social media and posts and all kinds of stuff, and was spelling Elliott wrong. So it's not easy being me, folks.
I had a best friend named Elliott back in 7th grade. Let's see here. So
we're going to be posting stuff here. We're going to be posting cool stuff here. So check that out at PulseWave Trades. We're also on Facebook.
I'm so excited. So you really hooked up my Twitter. I like that.
Yeah,
let me see what you did with Facebook.
Not that much yet. I just got access to it.
You're using a different one, or a new one from scratch, or are you using my existing one?
I really shouldn't be doing this live on the internet. Hold on 1 second. No, I think we do it. We have a new one.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. It's slow because of all that's going on my computer right now.
Okay, that's cool.
But Kung Fu's been posting some stuff to it, but I haven't.
Outstanding.
I just got access to it, so.
All right.
So yeah, look up PulseWave Trading on Facebook, and you'll find us. Of course, we're on YouTube right now, so you probably know about that.
That's what I'm talking about. We getting that social media down. That's what's up.
Somewhere we have a Tumblr. I still don't know why we have that, but Kung Fu.
Now I have a Steam account I've never really used, and I also have Patreon. If y'all want the keys to the kingdom on those, or if you want to start over, it's up to you.
Patreon, yeah,
and Steam.
Steam. That's interesting. All right, cool. Why don't we get started? People are hanging out. Wait, hold on. I haven't been looking at comments. Let us know where you're coming from. We always like that. Dex is ET. I'm not sure why, but I love it.
Yeah, but everyone knows that. I'm an alien.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. All right, so let's talk about Elliott Wave, and we'll take your questions. We're not going to take a long time on this. And I will, full disclosure, I'm doing very basically quoting on Elliott Wave. And then I mostly am looking to get Dex talking about it so I can interrupt him about it.
That'll work.
All right, here we go. So, of course, pulsewavetrading.com. If you haven't checked it out recently, we've got a new blog there. I knew there was something I wanted to tell people about. We've got a Kung Fu was going to join us, but he lost power.
Yeah,
and
I may lose power too. I'm glad you just reminded me when you said that. It's been storming here every day this week, and we've been getting brownouts, and we've been getting these little flickers and stuff. So, if you lose me, that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Yeah. Yesterday I lost you live on the air. I showed my wife. She was dying laughing. I showed her the 2 minutes where I was making stuff up. It felt like a year, but it was because the only reason I didn't end the show immediately is because you said you'd be right back. And so I was just on there talking to people saying ridiculous things. Yeah. Plus, as you guys know, I had like a migraine yesterday. I wasn't in the most fun mood. So I managed to vamp even though I was impaired. So, all right, cool. So here we go. First off, people die every day trading. They go on Binance and they just explode. It's dangerous, people. It's dangerous. I heard of a guy once started an Oanda account. His whole family killed by the mafia immediately. It's crazy. But full disclosure, please read this. This is our general advice disclosure. Please read it. Commit it to memory, set it to music, and sing it to your children at bed when you put them to bed at night, because we mean it. Dex, trading is risky, right?
It is. Therefore, you should only use risk capital. When I say risk capital, it means money that you've set aside for trading, that if you lost it all, it would not affect your lifestyle. All right? So take that into account.
Yes. Very, very important point. We don't want anybody hurting themselves here. Trading is risky. So don't do it if you can't afford to lose money. All right, we are live, and today we're talking about the Elliott wave theory, because it's a theory, folks. Just ask Dex; he'll yell at you if you don't call it a theory. It's a theory, and we're going to talk about it. There was a guy named Elliott; that was his last name. His first name was Chris, and he made. No one's going to laugh at that. Comedian Chris. Never mind.
Nope.
Also, he was the singer for Def Leppard. Most people don't know that. Elliott made detailed stock market predictions, quoting from.
We can't gloss over that. Like we don't see the dragon in the room. Are you saying the guy who created Elliott Wave was a singer for Def Leppard?
That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
See, what you don't know about me, Dex, is that I'm funny.
Dude, and you get on me. That's all right. I'm gonna have to learn you. Okay, I see that. All right, you got me.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh, I do love Def Leppard, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. I can't let this comment go. Mr. B says it will not affect my lifestyle, but it still upsets my wife. Yeah,
like that.
This is what I see. I told you about people getting hurt trading. It's mostly that, Mr. B. It's mostly the lives. Okay, I'm not going to say the funny thing I want to say because the women will get mad at me. So Elliott, he made a detailed stock market predictions based on reliable characteristics he discovered in the wave patterns, in the fractals, if you will. An impulse wave, which net travels in the same direction as the larger trend, always shows 5 waves in its pattern. A corrective wave, on the other hand, net travels in the opposite direction of the main trend on a smaller scale within each of the impulse waves. 5 waves can again be found. So this thing we have up on the screen, my deepest apologies to whoever I stole it from. This is sort of a classic Elliott wave pattern. And the idea in Elliott wave is that the market generally moves in these 5 wave patterns on small time. So whether you're looking at a 1-minute chart or a 1-year chart or a 100-year chart, the idea is you would see these patterns. Correct, Dex? That's the idea behind it?
That is the idea behind the theory, correct.
And we're talking about the theory. We're not necessarily agreeing with the theory. I'm very interested to say. So this pattern, according to Elliott, repeats itself ad infinitum at ever smaller scales. So he uncovered this fractal structure in financial markets in the 30s. So he did not sing for Def Leppard, but his son did. But only decades later would scientists recognize fractals and demonstrate them mathematically. So in the financial markets, we know that what goes up must come down, as a price movement up or down is always followed by a contrary movement. So this is a key feature of the Elliott wave theory, is that you're going to go up. And my recollection of it, I think the third wave is usually the biggest, something along those lines. I forget the rules that people have.
There are about 10,000 rules.
Yeah, they go on and on. It's very, very subjective stuff. So you're going to go up, and then you'll have a 3-part correction. So you have a five part upswing followed by a 3-part downswing. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse here. I don't know if you can, but it's there. I sort of see it on the monitor. So you're going to have five moves up followed by 3 moves down, and you could see it. It has mini pullbacks as you go through, followed by what's called an ABC correction, I believe is the way to put it. So waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 form an impulse and waves. The ABC form a correction. The 5-wave impulse in turn forms wave 1 at the next largest degree, wave 3, and the 3-wave correction forms wave 2 at the next largest degree. The corrective wave normally has 3 distinct price movements, 2 in the direction of the main correction, A and C. I'm going to stop reading off this thing soon for those of you who are praying for death right now. 2 in the direction of main correction, A and C, and 1 against it, B. Waves 2 and 4 in this picture are corrections. These waves typically have this structure. So you see wave 2, slight pullback, wave 4, slight pullback, then A, big pullback, B bounces back up, and then C comes down. Dex, do you have anything to add to that? That was my Oh, hold on a second. Pause, everybody. We have a special guest joining the broadcast.
It's not me.
I'm
not special. Stop it.
Use your.
I'm on the phone. This is on the phone.
Use your special. Mute yourself then. Use your special. You could at least say hiya to everybody.
Oh, of course, hiya.
There you go.
He's with us.
But,
all right. So
I'm waiting for my computer to like kind of catch up for a little bit. So,
we're live on the interwebs, right?
Mute.
Okay. All right. Do your thing.
We're like live.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're on the YouTube. Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job. You're talking about the Elliott waves.
We're talking about the waves. Dex was about to hit it with his algo capitalist.
Did you say that the 2 and the 4 were retracements? Did you tell him that?
I didn't use the word retracement.
He's just giving the introduction and talking about what about the theory itself. He hasn't gotten into specifics yet.
I was reading off the sheet.
Oh, great.
Jeffrey Dahmer likes Def Leppard. Who doesn't? All right, so Dex, back to it, my man. What's your thoughts on it in general? We're going to talk in a second about what an Elliott wave trader. Well, let's skip to that, and then I'll let you give your thoughts because you agreed with my analysis of what they do. So, what does an Elliott trader do? And it's misspelled in the slide on the internet forever. Oh, that hurts. Gosh,
don't worry. There's no grammar police
That's
around.
Terrible.
Identify. So here's what they do. They're going to identify trend impulses, and the thing is with the Elliott trading, you're trying to identify when the impulses are starting, and then from there you're going to go long or short and then ride the pattern. What I have looked into this in the past, I've played around with it, and Dex, you tell me if I'm just stupid. What I found is it is ridiculously subjective and like subjective to the point of hilarity. Like even in the article I was reading about it, doing some research, they were saying it essentially when someone does it wrong, they essentially come back and say, well, that's because I misread this wave as that wave and blah blah blah.
Well, in a nutshell, the slide you have up here looks so sexy. The way they did that chart thing, it looks so perfect. It's so amazing. It reminds me of another person. I won't name their name. They had sexy charts too. The sexiest charts you ever wanted to see in your life, but couldn't trade his way out of a paper bag. And this is kind of similar to that. Basically, what Elliott wave is, it's a beautiful, beautiful theory based on what you would hope and like the market to do. And so you build a system around your own hypothesis, because you like to hear yourself talk, and you force the market into your pattern that you've created for it. Now, here's the funny thing I'm going to say about it. Elliott wave used to work. Elliott wave used to work quite well.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
For your great granddaddy's markets.
Yeah, wow.
Try it today and see what happens. There was a company back in the early 90s that was selling subscriptions for this Elliott wave system, okay? And they were blowing up. They was doing it big, right? And they don't exist anymore today. So maybe that should tell you something.
Yeah. Wow.
They don't exist. But there are people who still swear by that. Elliott wave theory, Gann theory, Fibonacci retracements. They're kind of all in the same class. They're up there with using tarot cards and astrology to trade, or using musical notes, such as the great Victor Niederhofer, who created a strategy to trade the markets based on Beethoven musical sheets.
Wow.
That's not a joke. I'm being.
Can you elaborate on that?
That's factual.
And suddenly I'm interested.
Please elaborate. Oh yeah, Jen has a couple master's degrees in music.
All right, well, help me, Jen. What do you call those sheets? Music sheets, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were in the orchestra, you have a music sheet, and you would learn what your sheet is, right? Well, dude made a trading strategy, many of them, that use those actual notes, and said that the market was using that as a pattern and would trade that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
He blew up. and the rest is history.
And what does blow up mean in Dex?
In trading terminology or investment terminology, we're talking about Wall Street. Blowing up is a horrible thing. It means you lost all of your money. Mm-hmm. Your account went to zero or even negative in some cases.
Like if you said a rock band blew up, that would mean they became big.
Yeah, if you
like
said a rock band blew up, you made it. But in trading, that's the worst thing you ever want to hear is someone blowing up.
Fun fact, Elliott's son, lead singer for Def Leppard. Anyway. All right, that's very helpful, Dex. So
but I had something else to say.
Oh, please.
Okay, so the reason why these strategies don't work now is because you don't have the psychological aspect that you used to have to the markets. See, back in your granddaddy and great granddaddy's markets, it was people making decisions each and every day, buying and selling. And each person had their own motivations for doing so, right?
Right.
But now you've removed the human element. And now you have cold calculating machines, lines and lines of computer code that determines buying and selling. It's cold. It doesn't care about human emotions. It doesn't care if so-and-so is going to be left starving on the street. If you place that trade, it could care less. It only thinks about numbers. That's it. So because of that, because those machines are there and doing what they're doing, and they're programmed for microseconds, not days, not weeks, not long-term trends, it doesn't care about that. It cares about, can I make 1 penny right now in the market?
Right.
And that's literally what these robots do. They're looking for a penny. If they can get 2 pennies on a trade, they're happy. Because see, what they're going to do is they're going to repeat this trade maybe 1 million times today. Yeah, that's all they're trying to do. They don't care about price patterns.
And
back in the day,
the Elliott wave is largely based on human psychology and the way people react to movements in the market.
Correct.
Whereas high frequency trading and algorithmic trading is not as concerned.
Correct. Now, I'm not saying
takes it into account. It's still there.
Yeah, you still got pieces and parcels of this because there's still some kind of psychology in there. Like to take today, for instance, Bloomberg just announced that, China's like, okay, we're fighting back now. We're going to tariff you to death, just like you're tariffing us, and it's affecting soybeans and other products. And so it's starting to hurt the U.S. That's why the Dow was down 500 points. So in addition to that, now I'm not going to give them all the credit. Today is Take Back Friday. And as you guys know and have learned in the trading room, there are rules that about Fridays. So I won't go into that now, but I just figured I wanted to just lay that out there for you guys. This is good. We're doing this so people can see what the theories are and how they've evolved over time, and why they're no longer being used and for the most part being discarded. This is why.
Dex.
Yo.
I'm giving up. Listen, Dex. You can't beat these machines, Dex.
You're right. You can't.
See,
I'm glad somebody said it. Someone finally said it.
I'm canceling everybody's subscription to pulsartrading.com, where we provide price trigger reports every weeknight, and they're very powerful. But I give up, Dex. You can't beat the machines, Dex. It's like it's like the Terminator, except Arnold never came. It's just that punk kid. And I mean, he was going to die as quick as his foster parents without Arnold. That's how I feel, Dex.
No. This is different.
Is there a Terminator that could protect
you? Arnold. This is the metallic one, part 2.
That's what I'm talking about. Part 2. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, remember the kid, because the kid was he was a kid. It was the first one. He wasn't born yet. So I feel like that kid, and the markets are the guy from the when the X-Files wasn't good anymore.
Wait a minute. Pause. See, you keep being slick with the mouth. You think I'm just going to just let that one go? How dare you talk about the X-Files like that? You better not ever let Jesse Jackson.
I'm talking about after David Duchovny was gone. After Duchovny was gone, and they brought in the Terminator Part 2.
I don't care who plays the roles. The X-Files is holy ground. You can never talk about the X-Files.
Did you know?
On a great show on TV.
Did you know that Heisenberg himself, Mr. White, became Mr. White because of an episode he did on the X-Files?
I didn't know that.
But Dex, back to my little play acting here. So Dex, I'm discouraged. What is a person to do competing against these incredible machines that are high frequency trading? Is there an answer for the everyday person who would like to benefit from moves in the market? A very hard thing to do, extract value from moves in the market. Is it possible for little old me to do that when the Terminator's coming for me in the high frequency trades?
Yes and no. No, it's not if you're just going this alone.
Right.
Yes, it is if you use the pulse waves. If you use the price triggers, then you're golden. If you don't use the price triggers, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't, because the price triggers are based off of the micro movements of the computers.
I want an honest answer from you.
Mm-hmm.
With your 20 plus, what is it, almost 30 years of experience trading the markets. Well, is it what is it, 25 years trading the markets?
Officially since 1994.
If how many? Jen, do the math. If the computers went out tomorrow and you had to trade tickets again, and you didn't remember your algorithm, which I know you would be able to do it pencil, paper because you're super smart. But if you couldn't use the price triggers, all you could do is look at price action. Would you be able to trade the markets without the price triggers?
Yeah, that's how I built the price triggers. That's how I started. I literally started with nothing. I used to watch CNBC and watch the tickers at the bottom of the screen.
But you wouldn't. My point was, you wouldn't trade them without using your algorithm.
I don't trade without using my system. Absolutely not.
My point was vague, but my point is, even you, with all your experience of watching charts, and we go live all the time, and you just sit there and you go, yeah, that's bullish, that's bearish, watch out for this, just by looking at it. Even so, you wouldn't place an order without using your algorithm, whether you had to do it by hand or you had to do it with
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. I would not place an order without my price triggers. Absolutely, and I mean that even to a fault.
Yeah. Oh, folks, before we take even another second, we're going to be, man, if you get email from us, you're getting an email next week. We had an update last night that is huge. Like, oh, shoot, I'm not logged into my own website.
Live, too. Wow.
Live on the inner tubes. Hold on one second. I got to show you guys this.
Wow.
Oh, man, everything's in full screen mode. This is brutal.
Yes, and it's live. So there's no editing.
Hold on, let me show you my other screen.
Hey, but we pride ourselves in keeping it raw and keeping it real, right? So that's what we do here.
Oh, come on, internet. Don't do this to me. Here it is. All right.
This is funny.
It's funny to you. To me, it's
hilarious.
Oh, no. Oh, good. Okay. I almost shared a very private screen, and I thought it was going up, and it didn't. All right.
You playing with fire over there, man.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to log in over on the screen that I wanted to show it to you.
That's probably the better bet.
Yeah. I just don't want people to see the email I log in with and stuff like that. So we had a really significant, by the way, pulsewavetrading.com, you can sign up for a free account. There's some pretty cool stuff there. Just click on get started or sign up, and it'll take you right in there, and you could get access to some cool stuff, our past episodes, stuff like that. Why is that popping up? All right. Sorry, folks. Here we go. So last night we had an update. Now, to members, this will look very familiar. This is a price trigger update. This is the price trigger sheets. This is the core of what we do at Pulse Wave Trading, which we'll talk about in a minute. And last night, I love this icon, by the way. You know how much I appreciate a good icon.
Good idea, Slick.
We have brand new, and I want to click on it, but it's going to show you today's price triggers, so I can't do that. I want to show them it. And you did an interesting thing with this. It was because of a limitation in the system,
right?
But I kind of like it. It's just buy signals and buy triggers and sell triggers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based on BTC pairs. So we've always traded BTC. We always wait, I'm being abused by this guy. He said, say something about the X-Files again. That's what you get. That's great. So the price triggers are always the most important indicator. But for this particular sheet, okay, I know what I was saying. We've always traded cryptos heavy. That's always been a big emphasis of Pulse Wave Trading. Back before we were Pulse Wave Trading, at one point we only traded cryptos. But because of certain limitations in the system that Dex has now overcome, we were trading against USDT. And let's just be full disclosure, Matt makes fun of me for being so honest all the time. He's like, you have an inability to lie, don't you? It's like, sort of. So if you're a crypto maximalist, if you're a BTC enthusiast, trading in and out of USDT is not always ideal. And we have now solved that problem. We now have a BTC pairs sheet, goes back 8 decimal points. So you could trade virtually anything you want against BTC. So if you've been with us in the past and you're more worried about Satoshis and dollars and you weren't necessarily, the philosophy wasn't lining up for you, now is the time to come back. I believe there's 49 crypto pairs on there that we're able to trade. And I can tell you, this was one of these things where like it was ready 2 months ago, but it wasn't ready. And Dex has been just constantly working on it until it was what he wanted to be. Plus, he's using what he likes to call his loaded algorithm, which means it's very fast. It's very powerful.
Yeah, so, I failed to mention that part. That the algo is loaded, folks. In case you didn't realize that, it is a loaded sheet. So,
yeah,
be forewarned.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gotten some good reviews on that. Someone said that the numbers on there were absolutely crispy.
Wow. Eddie Murphy Bonacci says I had to sell my BTC. You did? Oh, I'm surprised. Why did you have to sell? I don't know why. Oh, look at this. Look at it. I want to grow up to be like the Vulcan one day. Frank, not so much. How dare you, sir?
I think it had a lot to do with the X-Files.
I love the X-Files.
I don't know. We think you're X-File phobic. That's what we think.
Yeah, I'm an exophobe.
Yep.
So, all right. So I wanted to point that out. We've got essentially for this, it's a very rare thing that we have a new sheet. And by the way, that new sheet is part of the starter package as well. Our new starter membership at $2.99. It's part of that as well. So for those of you who don't know, okay, back to this. And I promise, folks, we'll burn through this and wrap it up for those of you who have other things to do other than listen to us. So let's talk about what the price triggers are. The price triggers. Hold on a second. I pull up my little notes here. I got some notes. The price trigger reports and the pulse wave system represents a comprehensive strategy to trading. The price triggers are the product of extracted data from extensive technical, trend, momentum, range, swing, breakout, reversal, and other trading strategies and market research. So here's the thing. My little joke before about wanting to give up. One of the things, and we've seen this in our sort of YouTube community, is especially whenever we started, especially with you, Dex, we would go on and talk about trading on Rogue or something like that, and people would say, "Oh, you can't beat the machines. You can't beat the machines." And our response is always, "No, that's why you need the pulse wave algorithm, because it is the machines. It knows what's going on and can help predict moves in the market using the price triggers."
Now I gotta cut you off. Why is it that you can't beat the machines, and why is it that you can beat it with the price triggers? Because the people that are building and have built machines, I was one of them. That was my main job when I was there. My main job was to create, systems for extracting money out of the derivatives markets. So that's what my job was. And what I did for you guys recently, and I renamed it from the soybean system to the loaded sheets. Soybean system was my classic first system that I had came up with.
It was a cool name until the soy boys ruined it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, I called it the soybean system because that's what I was primarily using, because I had a lot of clients that traded the grains. But the soybean system was used to trade everything. And the market I got the most in trouble with was cotton, because the system would often, before the market even opened, would buy the low of the day, the exact low price of the day, and sell at the exact high price of the day.
Insane. Basically,
and I did it multiple times. The last time I did it was 2011, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't used it again since. And I said, let's bring it. Why don't we do it again? Let's bring it back, but use it every day now. So that's what the loaded sheets are, in case you guys were wondering. How did I come up with that? That's what you use.
Insane.
Just don't get kicked out of the cotton pit with it.
Yeah, because they eventually stopped you from using it, like physically wouldn't put your
they physically stopped filling my orders.
Insane.
I know one time I put my order on in the morning when the cotton opened. I think if I remember correctly, it used to open like 10 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time. And so I would go in and put my tickets in early in the morning before the market even opened, and they would just hold my stuff. One time they held it until like the close. I couldn't get a fill back from the floor until like the close of the day.
Same.
And then they screwed me, and I realized, okay, they were starting to screw me. And the reason being, because again, folks, we weren't 100% machines like we are now. You had a physical human being who was the market maker, and he would make his monies off the spreads and stuff. I was taking his money with my system. He was like, we can't have that. So I started getting dissed. I got dissed in cotton. I got dissed in crude oil, all the energy complex. I didn't matter if it was natural gas, crude oil. They were screwing me too. And to this day, we laugh about it. This will make you laugh, Kung Fu. I literally do not have a fill after multiple decades in the energy markets. We put on this complex option strategy, and when we unwound it because the market was moving in our favor, they didn't fill us.
Wow.
We even turned them into market orders and didn't get a fill. And it was not a fast market or anything like that, and we couldn't get out of the market.
That's insane.
To this day, we couldn't get a fill.
That's insane.
Yeah, trust me.
And of course, that's not what happens when little old you are trading the triggers. It's just he's talking about trading for big organizations.
Those guys and stuff, they've moved off floor. A lot of people have moved off floor, and the market dynamics have changed. It's all gone pretty much robotic and computer. So I don't have a human being there who's the market maker saying, "Hey, you're taking money out of my pocket."
Yeah.
I have a machine now that I'm manipulating.
Yeah. Excellent. So this comprehensive strategy produces daily reports. That's what the price triggers are. So we have our price trigger reports, and a price trigger report comes out every night. Like I was just talking about, the Bitcoin crypto report comes out every night, and it gives you basically three things. It gives you a buy trigger, a sell trigger. In other words, it says this: if it hits this price, buy. If it hits this price, sell.
Correct.
That's what they are. And you say, well, gee, am I just going to sit there all day waiting? No, we use a thing called a stop order. On Binance, it's called a stop limit order, and some crypto exchanges. But generally, it's called a stop order. And a stop order is very simple. This is why we say in many markets, you can place your orders before the market's even open when you get the sheets the night before or the morning before you go to work. So they're posted between 9:30 and 10:30 Eastern every night. So you can get up in the morning, set yourself an extra 20 minutes before work, and you can place orders before you head in. Of course, as Dex says, ideally, you want to place orders as close to the sheets coming out as possible. Now, for cryptos, it's a little different because those markets are always open. But there are many markets that you can place these. So the stop order tells the market, it says, if it hits this price, go short. If it hits this price, go long. And in our Fast Track series, we show you exactly how to do that using Thinkorswim, using Oanda, using various crypto exchanges. So those daily reports are tradable reports. Okay. In fact, I think we were working on some of our wording this week. And on our homepage, which is loading slow because of all the stuff I'm doing, trigger-based trading is what we do. We have tradable price trigger reports, and you can trade them wherever you are, from your phone, from your tablet, your computer. I always recommend your desktop, but we have plenty of crazy people who do all of their trading on their phones. And I'm certainly capable of doing that with cryptos. I use TradingView to check my charts, and then I'll trade on Binance right on my phone. And hopefully Binance US will come out soon so we all don't get stuck. But anyway, that's another story. So it produces tradable reports every day, and it's based on extensive data libraries. So it incorporates information from all refreshed, up-to-date information every day. That's why we produce a new report. By the way, those of you who are afraid of trading those loaded triggers, there are two ways. One I'll go into, one I won't. Two ways to slow things down if you're not the kind of person who wants to watch your trades every day. And that is to use our weekly reports, which come out the same time as the daily reports. They come out on Sunday night, but they're included in the daily report as a different tab. And you could use those. There's also a secondary, and let's not get into it, Dex, because it'll scare people. There's a very simple secondary on the advanced sheets. There's secondary entries you can use if you want to trade a little slower. That said, who doesn't want powerful, fast trades? Very few people.
In today's market, it's like you almost have to have it.
Yeah, if you want to make money. Now, this price trigger methodology that Dex has developed for 20 plus years has been systematized for you in the pulse wave trading system. And that's what I want to tell you about right now. Actually, not right now. Very soon. But the system is what we're offering you access to at pulsewavetrading.com. You get these reports, and then we show you how to use them. And that's what we do. It's very, very simple. So what does a pulse waver do? We talked about what an Elliott wave trader does. Elliott wave trader, very, very subjective. Pulse wave trading is very, very objective. Pulse wave trader chooses trades from price trigger reports that come out weeknights. Choose your trades. And you can also trade with Dex. We have a thing called Pulse Picks where he tells us what he's trading. So you choose your trades from the price trigger reports, place orders. So let's say you want to trade Bitcoin, you want to trade the Dow E-mini futures contract, and you want to trade the Euro Yen. You can place those orders as soon as the sheets come out, and they're stop orders. Now, what happens if those orders get filled? Do you sit around panicking, hoping that Dex posts an update on what to do with one of those trades? No. You use our proprietary POP method to lock in your profits and limit downside. We have a method that we teach all of our members on how to set up a stop loss on profitable trades. The triggers come with stop losses in case the trade goes south on you. We already have that set in. But we have a method where wherever you are in the world, you will be able by yourself to choose a reasonable stop loss for your trade so that you can lock in profit and limit downside.
The POP method is a trade management tool. It will help you to manage your open positions. That's what it is in a nutshell.
Yep. And we show you how to use it on multiple platforms. We show you how to use it on any tradable instrument that you're into. Very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. So let's talk a little bit about this pulse wave trading system. Just 4 quick points about it, and most of it I've covered, touched on at some point, or Dex has touched on at some point today. First off, we have the price trigger reports. It should say reports. We changed our lingo. We have the price trigger reports, and those price trigger reports are published Sunday evening through Thursday evening, usually 9:30 to 10:30 or so Eastern, and we post them right on our beautiful website, right on your dashboard. Loading right here. You have these icons. You can say, well, I'm into futures or I'm into Forex or whatever it is you're into. This is a platinum account. We have 3 different options. Pro and platinum get all of these sheets, including these crazy sheets like the Australian equities and the Toronto equities. We now have 8 sheets for Pro and Platinum members. For starter members, you get the first 4 here. You get crypto, Forex, and equities. So you get USD, crypto, BTC, crypto, Forex, and equities. And then you have your pulse picks here. You just click on that and it opens up. There was no pulse pick last night because of Take Back Friday. You click there and you see what Dex is doing this week. And that's it. And you get alerted. How do you get alerted to that? In our wonderful chat room. Just give me 1 second and I'll pull that up for you guys. See if I could do it this way. It did. It worked. I wasn't sure that was going to work. So this is our chat room. We use Slack. Once you get access to it, once you join, there's a link where you can go in and join our chat room and get access to all of our alerts. You can get those on your phone, so you get mobile alerts. It's not hard to set up, and it's really cool. So and then there's all our continuing education, all of our media. Here's some platinum support features you can get one-on-one with Dex. We have our quick links here.
How about those flash notes that I put up from time to time out of nowhere?
Absolutely, right in the Slack room.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Dex will talk about what's going on that particular day. So that's the price trigger reports. Those come out every evening, and they are tradable price trigger reports. And how do you use them? Here's the thing. You say, well, I'm new to trading. I don't know how to do I don't know how to place an order. I don't know what a stop order is. How do I do that? We have our fast track video series. Within a couple hours, you learn how to do it. Most trading educational platforms, they're selling you education or a chat room or a little bit of both. Okay. And what you're doing is they're going to give you endless education so that you can be a pro trader. And what we've said many times, 95% of people fail at trading 100% of the time. And most people blow out, as Dex said, blow up their accounts, meaning completely lose their accounts in the first 90 days learning how to trade. We use the price trigger sheets. We have them based on the algorithm. We produce them. You have access to Dex. You have access to me through the Slack room. And you have the Fast Track series to teach you how to use them. This is a much more efficient way to trade, much more powerful. And, we would all like to be Dex, but most of us don't have time to learn how to do that kind of thing. And so the price trigger reports are your way to get the full benefit of everything that he has done.
And let me just say this too. You can go it alone, but the reality is the majority of people who go it alone, they're not successful for many different factors. One of the key most important factor is why a lot of people aren't successful at it consistently is because they don't have a robust method to do so.
Right.
You can be well intentioned. You can read every technical analysis book on the planet and still fail. There's no guarantee of success with trading. Trading's not like going to college. If you go to college and get a certain degree,
Yeah.
you may be a shoo-in to work in the field that you got your degree in. But with trading, there is no guarantee that at the end of your learning that you will be a consistently profitable trader. You may find out that it's not even for you. You may find out that you will never be able to figure it out on your own.
And we're talking an expensive education.
We're talking expensive.
Paying for stuff plus
it costs at least $100,000 just to learn not to burn yourself when you're trading. That's just for that lesson alone. And some people don't even come back from that. It's a really hard thing. It's one of the hardest things in the world you'll ever do if you try to go it alone, and you still may not succeed. Why go through all that, reinvent the wheel? Most people don't have 12 hours a day to sit in front of the TV and watch literally every tick of the market.
Yeah.
In order to do and know what I know, you would literally have to sit down 12 hours a day and go product by product and watch that entire market all day. So, for example, you might know
what Abraham Lincoln said about that.
What's that?
He said, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
No, ain't nobody got time for that. Right. You have to sit down and watch Apple computer stock all day. No other stock, no other market, just Apple. Watch every tick up and down on every time frame. Monthly, daily, weekly, intraday charts. And you have to do that for at least a year just to become familiar with that one security and how it moves. I didn't say make money or trade it. I said you have to sit there and watch it. And then you have to study every price movement of that stock from its history, from its inception to where it is today. You have to study all of those charts. Then you have to review it goes, and that's just for one security. There are millions of securities. In the United States alone, we have over 50,000 shares of stock. You have to study each one individually every day for at least a year.
Insane.
And that you don't have that kind of time. So why go through all that when you can do exactly what the machines are going to do, and in most cases know what the machines are going to do with a minimum of 24 hours in advance, because that's what the price triggers are. They tell you what's coming well in advance of the move. So for instance, you may be looking at a momentum reading today on the price triggers that's telling you that a particular market has a bullish trend momentum. But then under your crash alert column, it may tell you that there's a possibility that a crash for this particular thing is coming, or a correction or a pullback, however you want to name it. And then when it happens, you're like, oh my goodness, there's no other way you would have been able to see that coming because it came out of nowhere. But it didn't come out of nowhere. The price triggers alerted you to that possibility before it happened. So you were able to position yourself well ahead of that move and profit from it. That is the power of the price triggers.
Yeah. And so to wrap this up, you can trade what you want. We have, even with our starter membership, you have over 1,000 tradable instruments, well over 3,000 tradable instruments. Actually, it's probably even more than that with the foreign stuff. Anyway,
actually, it's virtually unlimited. Whatever securities you want to trade,
you let us know.
You just let me know, and I can pretty much get it for you for the most part, except for cryptos.
There's some limitation for crypto requests.
Yeah, cryptos are limited.
Technological limitations.
The sheet is fixed for cryptos for the time being, but if we're talking like equities or futures or forex pairs, I got your back.
And our USD crypto sheet has over 80. Our BTC sheet has a little bit less. So let's talk really quick nuts and bolts here. Capital requirements. If you're trading crypto, you can open exchange accounts on any reputable crypto exchange with no money, and then trade as much risk capital as you can afford to. The more, the better. But for cryptos, you don't need anything to open those accounts. You can open the account and not put anything in it. There's no minimums there. And you could use Kraken, Poloniex, Binance if you have access to it. We're waiting for Binance US to open up so those of us in the US can use Binance again. That's our favorite. Qcoin is a good alternative while we're waiting for Binance. Forex, we use oanda.com primarily, and our instructional videos are about how to use that. Also, no minimum to open that account and trade with it. If you're looking to trade equities, futures, indexes, and so on, Thinkorswim is the platform we teach on. There are others that you could use. For this one, there is a minimum. You have to have $3,500 to open your Thinkorswim account. You don't have to maintain that amount of money, but you do have to have it to open that account and make it active. And of course, you have to observe the day trading pattern rules. I always say it wrong. And
pattern day trade rules. No,
pattern day trade. That's it.
Got it right.
Pattern, I said it backwards. Pattern day trade rules, which are basically you can't have more than 3 or 4 day trades within a 5-day rolling period.
Three day trades within a 5-day rolling period. and full disclosure, the reason why we said ONA for Forex and Thinkorswim for equities, we don't get any kickbacks from that. We make no money for referring people there. The reason why we list these is because over at Oanda, they're a micro Forex shop, so the barrier to entry is real smaller. It's a lot smaller, so more people can come and participate. Thinkorswim is chosen because I like their platform and because they're one of the easiest outfits out there to work with for professional money managers. A lot of people don't know that. So that's why I like working with those 2 outfits, full disclosure.
Okay, cool. Now we've got 3 different things. We got our starter package. That's 3 price triggers. Actually, I got to update it. You broke me, Dex, just like Trump broke that comedian lady. You broke me. It's 4 price trigger sheets, the 2 BTCs and the Forex and equities, or the 2 cryptos and the Forex and equities, over 1,000 tradable instruments. That's our most affordable package. Our recommendation is that you would go with PulseWave Pro 7+. Now it's 8 price trigger sheets, over 3,000 tradable triggers. And of course, with all of these, you get access to Fast Track video series, access to our Slack, access to Dex's Pulse Picks for depending, slightly different, the Pulse Picks depending on whether you're starter, pro, or platinum. And we also do have extended stuff. This is especially for those of you who are already part of the room and you love it and you're going to stick with it. We've got some very discounted extended memberships that we accept Bitcoin. These memberships are Bitcoin only. These are 3-month and 6-month. The 3-month, the platinum 6-month it's ridiculously discounted. It's basically, I think it might even be cheaper than the pro membership if you added it up. So that's a really, really good deal if you're a person who has a big crypto account and you want to throw some BTC at it. You'll save a lot of money. It's over 24% off the platinum package. It's way more off the pro package, and it includes a monthly one-on-one session with Dex. So there you go. And I see a typo on it right now, and I'm so furious. I'm furious. So, folks, you've got 30 seconds. I should have announced this earlier. 30 seconds to give us your questions for us to answer. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. PulseWaveTrading.com. We would love to have you. The weekend is a great time to join because most of the markets are closed. You can hop in there, take your time on Saturday morning with your coffee, and work your way through the Fast Track series and be ready to go Sunday evening. And some things we didn't talk about with PulseWave Trading. We've got our Slack room. Very important. It's a great community there. That's how we keep in touch with you. You can get alerts on your mobile phone through that, so you can really keep up with what we're doing on a regular basis. I mentioned our Twitter and Facebook in the beginning. But then there's also the frequent broadcasts, mostly on Pulse Wave Trading YouTube, sometimes on Rogue News, where we come on and alert you. There's also private ones that are available only inside our room.
Talking about the private ones, just spend a moment telling people about the added value of these private, frequent webinars that we do.
Yeah. So, and it's a good question by Santana. I'm going to answer that in a second. So, a few times a week, Dex and I will go private. And when we're private in the room, only members are watching. And you can, then we can get really deep. We can show you the sheets. We can answer any questions that you have, and just talk about whatever you need to talk about to be successful in using the system.
And we can go in, we can do some live trading. We can do whatever we want when we're doing those private sessions.
Yeah, because we don't like to give away free stuff when it comes to Dex's system. So we're limited in what we say when we're live on YouTube. But we go private in the room, we can talk about anything. Mostly we talk about Jen's cat.
Killing me.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Okay, Santana, this is a really good question. I think I can help you with this. This has been bugging me for the entire show because of what you said before, Eddie Murphy Bonacci. My coins are on Binance in the trades, so maybe I don't know how to send them. Okay, here's what you got to do, buddy. Very simple. You have to cancel that order. The reason you can't get them off Binance is because, and this you gave me insight here. It's because you have an active trade. That's why you can't send them out. So you need to cancel your order, and then you'll be able to send your Bitcoin to any wallet that you want. So I think that's the problem that you're having, is that because you're in an active trade, you can't move anything out of the account. So that should save you. So go in, cancel your orders. If you're in Bitcoin, for example, and you have a stop loss on your Bitcoin, you won't be able to send it out. Cancel the stop loss, and then you should be able to send it anywhere you want. So I hope that helps. Let me know if it doesn't. And if you're not a member of Pulse Wave Trading, just go use our contact page. And if you need more help, send me a message. I'll help you out with that. Okay.
See the invaluable resource that you have just in Frank alone.
Just in Frank.
People don't get what a powerful team we have. I'm not a one-man show anymore. I am now surrounded by brilliant people like Jen and Frank and V and Kung Fu. Very, very talented.
He's rightly listed last. He has a third grade education. He barely speaks English. No, I'm kidding. He's brilliant. Hey, I'm still waiting for Kung Fu Crypto to be released. He keeps doing. I think he's got a little bit of I heard the demo version, and it was great. It was hilarious. But
is it supposed to be solo or
yeah? No, he's just doing a report, like basically a crypto news report, and it was really interesting. So I'm thinking next week we'll see Kung Fu Crypto. We said we'd see it this week, but I think he has it back together. It's a really good little show.
That's what's up.
But I was going to say, in addition, and thank you, Dex, for the kind words. Of course, we all know what an incredible resource Dex is. But our weekly broadcast schedule, we do something almost every day, and there's some really valuable stuff there. Thank you, Mr. B. So, folks, thanks so much for joining us. We've been on for almost an hour, and it's Friday, and it's Take Back Friday, it's Pizza Friday. It's vodka Friday.
Yes. It's all of those above. And Monday is my baby girl's birthday.
Oh.
She'll be turning 11.
Oh, that's right. Our kids are almost the same age. That's sweet. Yep. Frankie had his birthday, 12th birthday, a couple weeks ago.
Yep, she's on the spectrum, and she's been growing in leaps and bounds.
Wait, I'm a little confused. How old are your kids?
All right, my oldest is 22.
I know that. Yeah.
My son literally just turned 12, and now
same as mine.
Girl is about to turn 11.
I didn't realize you had two kids that close in age.
Yeah, we full disclosure, because we keep it raw here on this channel. She is the result of a failed rhythm method.
Wow, we really got honest there.
We tried something new, and I guess we failed.
We're in mixed company, but I'll just say everything about the algo capitalist is fully potent. On that note, I would also like to thank our favorite cat lady, my wonderful friend. People don't know, me and Jen are in a band together.
Yeah, we rock.
True story. We rock together. She makes fun of my guitar playing every Sunday. So yeah, Jen is a great musician, a great singer, and a great lady. So thanks for joining us, Jen. It was fun having you.
Yeah,
all right, everybody.
Aboard.
Mr. B is on fire today. My turned himself in. That's hilarious. Dude, you're hilarious. Crypto Dino had some good ones that I missed too. My youngest just turned 25.
Wow. Congrats.
Nice.
We're all some old
My
folks,
youngest just turned 6. My youngest, so I have a little one, and then I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old. So my 12-year-old starts middle school next week. So
outstanding.
Yeah,
my youngest, who was about to turn 11, she didn't speak for like the first 4 years of her life.
Wow.
She was nonverbal.
Wow.
So it's already difficult when you're on the spectrum.
Yeah.
But then when you're nonverbal,
that's rough.
You can't communicate. Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, Dex. Me and Dex have an idea. I don't know if we have so many irons in the fire, but we have an idea for a show because Dex and I both have a lot of life experience. I was a minister and professor. Dex just has had a lot of things happen. We want to do a show where we just help people with their problems. like would be like the Oprah of the
Oprah's couch.
Yeah, the Oprah of the alternative media.
I think it would be dope.
It would be dope if we only had enough time for all of our creative ideas. I wanted to call it Frank and Dex Have Problems, and then we solve your problems.
If people don't understand that you and I have such a similar life, it's scary how we've done and gone through the same things. It's frightening.
Yeah, we have a and between us we have a lot of semi expertise.
Yep.
Yeah. Like I've done a lot of weird things. All right, thanks everybody. We're out of here. The band name. Mr. B wants to know the band name. It's our church worship band.
The name of their band is Bathory.
All right, folks, we're out of here. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you all so much. PulseWaveTrading.com. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Jeez.